sweet song of Skyrim, sky shattering through.
You want a drink?
And so the tongues freed us from Alduin's rage. The gift of the voice ushered in a new age. And if Alduin's eternal, then eternity's done.
Добро пожаловать в таверну Вайлмир. Если тебе что-нибудь нужно, только скажи.
Pardon me, my lord. I was hoping you could help me. You were talking to that murderous savage. Oh no, you've told him where I am. He's going to kill me. You didn't tell him where I am. I can hardly believe it. And Wilhelm, he's been so kind. I thought I was going to have to find someplace else. Thank you for your kindness. I owe you a debt. No, I owe you my life. Oh dear, that poor fellow.
Нет.
Here, I want you to
Говорю
have
тебе,
this.
Вильгельм, если
Bringing
бы
me
я мог,
closer
я
was
всё
kind of
объяснил.
you.
Я бы сделал это завтра же. Но Климмику еще многому нужно научиться.
Be
Климик
careful and stay
отлично
safe.
справляется. Прислушайся к зову сердца.
Когда-нибудь, но не сегодня. Да-да, у меня мало... Погляди. Теперь прости, мне пора.
It's good to see you again.
Тихо, не ори. Хочешь, чтоб всяк... Мы договорились о вознаграждении. Надеюсь, оно тебя устроит.
We've had some attacks on patrols outside the town. There's been a stranger lurking around town at night on the weekends, and some drunk said he found an evil shrine south of here in the hills. I am, thanks to you. And it's only the finest meat. All right, here you go. This civil war's taken a toll. But this... Don't worry. It doesn't matter who you support in the war. Everyone's welcome.
I wonder
Погляди.
if anyone's actually ever counted the 7,000 steps. Or if everyone just
Если идешь в
collectively
монастырь,
decided on that
смотри
number.
под ноги как следует. Падать там далеко.
Well met, friend. No, I'm sorry. I just play the lute. Would you care to hear something? Be careful out there. Hello, friend.
Yes? Do not give your trust
Ты
blindly,
что,
stranger.
не можешь...
Are you joking? I've been out there every morning. They just aren't biting. It's like trying to draw blood from a stone.
Нужно что-то? Ладно.
Какой скучный разговор.
Yes?
Тебе что-то нужно, Давакин? Скажи только слово.
Только быстро.
When we spill their blood, we watch the land.
Huh? Uh-huh.
Dead.
These old forts didn't see much use before the war. People tend to relax in times of peace.
We've done well.
Close feast on the wicked.
I like magic. Maybe I'll enroll in the College of Winterhold. Griffith, what does it mean when people wear amulets of Mara? I like magic. Maybe I'll enroll in the College of Winter. Oh, so if I wear one, will you marry me?
Sorry, but I'm a little too old for you.
Oh. Will you at least come to my wedding?
I'd like that.
Griffith told me not to talk to strangers. Okay, I'm Oregon. He's the nicest, bravest man I've ever met. One time he saved me from 3 monsters. Yeah, they wear all black and red because their skin is creepy and gross. But I want to play with someone new. The monsters play too rough. Well, we were headed towards Windhelm when it was getting dark. We made a camp and prepared for... That's when the monsters came for me. So when I saw them, I closed my eyes and screamed. I kept screaming until a hand closed my mouth shut. I was so... But then I heard a whisper, and I knew I was safe because monsters can't talk. I opened my eyes, and it was Griffith. Why? Why? Okay, this isn't fun anymore. Well, I know he doesn't sleep much. He also doesn't like to talk much. I only ever see him talk to me or the innkeepers, and even then he doesn't say much. I think he might be a little shy. Hey, why don't you try talking to him? You're really nice, so he might like talking to you. Yeah, go talk to him. I bet you two would make great friends. I don't have any parents. Francois at the orphanage? I've never met them anyway. But Grella the Kind once called me a worthless little Breton. So I guess they were Bretons. Thank Mara. She was such a horrible old bean. Her roar was named after a lion, but he cried more than he roared. I didn't like Runa, not after she squished the torch bug. Francois always bragged how his mommy and daddy. Samuel and Aventus were nice though. They took the blame whenever Grellid went, and Constance would tuck us in and slip us snacks when Grellid wasn't licking. I don't know why they called Grellid the Kind one. It wasn't fun. We had to wake up really early in the morning so Grellid would have. At 10 o'clock she'd let us into the yard to play tag and chase bugs. But if she caught us bringing one in, she'd give us the belt. My favorite time was the afternoon. That's when we got to eat. Although she usually got mad anyway. One time it hurt a whole bunch, but later Constance kissed it and told me to be strong. Not really. Grellid was so mean. One night Aurora was crying so loud that she took him to. I didn't know what was going on. Samuel told me to cover my ears. Then Constance came in. She said we shouldn't be scared. She told us Aurora was going to be fine. Then she sang to us. She sang pretty loud too. Loud enough although I don't think she liked her singing all that much. Because when she finished it looked like she was crying. Griffith and I are playing hide and seek. Oh, we're both hiding. The monsters are seeking. You're not a monster, are you? Bye.
Yeah. You've got the wrong house, stranger. The mill owner lives on the other side of the road. I suggest you leave. That's none of your business. Sorry, but I'm not looking for company. You certainly have an odd way of showing that, stranger. Do you also ask for meat when you're not thirsty? I'm her guardian. Let's just leave it at that. Did she? I told the girl's too trusting for her own good. What of it? If you want to fight, stranger, I'm more than happy to oblige. But leave the girl out of it. She's got the Dark Brotherhood. They're after us. Her and me. If that were the case, I imagine I'd already be dead. Which means there are things even the listener. If it's the latter, then perhaps you and I aren't so different. I need a reason to protect a child. There will come a time when I will teach her everything she needs to know, and nothing more. I killed one of their contracts. Yeah. The Dark Brotherhood aren't. It's a long story. Not one I really care to tell. Alright. As I said, I was once an assassin for the Dark Brotherhood. When a target is marked, a typical assassin kills without question or remorse. No different than going to the market. I had what you'd call a procedure. I didn't just stalk my targets. I approached them. I even befriended them. I needed to know the man I killed. Maybe. At least that's the way I see it now. When a hunter tracks game for the butcher, it's not it. Yet, for some reason in the back of my mind, I always assumed they did. Everyday people driven to murder, and the average target never gave two symptoms about what they did. Some even... This attitude, this unfeeling apathy that infects everyone around us, it needed to be purged. I gained their trust and offered them a drink. The meat, it was a game. I asked them to name their killer. They always assumed I was talking about me. One night we received word of a man performing the black. I was to arrange a meeting with him. The man told me of a story of a harlot who had taken everything from him. Another jilted lover, I thought. Another uncaring woman. My specialty. So I accepted the contract on behalf of the brother. Tracking her down was easy. She wasn't a harlot. She wasn't even a woman. Inside her wasn't apathy. It was innocence. At first I thought there was some kind of mistake. Only when I confronted the man, he confirmed her identity. And so that night, I killed, not for apathy, but for passion, and took the child from Honor Hall. The Dark Brotherhood would eventually try to find her. Once the sacrament demands blood. I've killed so many of my brothers and sisters. Some I even considered friends. I was a young boy, living in an old cottage with my parents and older sister. She was about 5 years older than Morgan, and promised to marry. It was the day of her wedding, when Lord Gabonia's men came riding in the field. I'll never forget the way their horses grunted and seethed, as if ready for war. Then the nobleman descended from his horse and made his demands. Some call it the right of first night, as if men of power needed to justify their rape with laws. No, they just took what they wanted. My mother pleaded for mercy. My father reached for his axe. When one of the guards gutted him, all anyone could do was weep. Two of Gabonia's men were dragging my sister into the cottage when they passed me by. One of them turned and looked at me, and our eyes met. There wasn't a drop of emotion on that face. That's what I remember most from that night. Not the murder, or the rape, or the screams. It was the face of that guardsman. The face of apathy. That I couldn't forgive. They razed the town. Gabonia really just wanted the land and the peasants cleared. No, not forced. Toyed with them, defiled them, and murdered their spirit. When they killed them all, I mourned them for days. But my mourning quickly turned to anger. I thirsted for revenge. Yet I was just a boy. My anger alone would never be enough to kill a noble. I knew then I was truly alone. And if I wanted vengeance, I had to... Gabonia was out of my reach. But that guard... I pulled the sword from my own father's chest. I kept that sword as a reminder. The blood had dried and crusted over the blade, but I never bothered to polish it. No. Looking back, I was lucky I wasn't a grown man. My size and build forced me to cling to the A grown man would have used the sword that felled my father to seek some sort of poetic justice. The boy was forced to abandon that for a dagger. I started out by pretending I was a beggar, nagging the guards for coin and bread. I pestered Gabonia's men one by one until I found that face. I tracked him day and night, from the barracks to the brothels. It was outside the inn where he was most vulnerable. That night I hid behind a stack of hay piles. The twin moon, I crept up behind him as he was pissing on the wall. And when he fell to the ground, I turned his face over and cut his mouth into a smile. I stared into it. Wasn't until I heard that slow, condescending clap that I woke up from my trance. Then I looked up and saw Astrid. It isn't just the Dark Brotherhood, the one who pursues me. Now every night, I am left to face his wrath. No. I've tried to keep her as far in the dark about it as I can. I'll admit I have grown fond of her. Despite all my time with her has made me rethink my purpose in life. She even has the same dark hair and pale skin like me. She'd pass as my real daughter. But what kind of father could I possibly be? I try not to read too much into it. Children get attached easily. Stay here long enough and she'll probably begin to idolize you. I killed one of their contracts. That up. But to be honest, when a target is no different, I had what you'd call, I hate the dark. You can't try to justify the reasons, because the reasons are moronic. But if I got to know, so I game. It was a game. I asked them to name their killer. Quit the Dark Brotherhood. The road it'll take you will be covered in not only the blood of your victims, but of your friends as well. The Dark Brotherhood, they're after us. Her and me. Take care. Now every night, I am left to face his wrath. Goodbye. Yes? I killed one of their contracts. Goodbye. I need a reason to protect a child. And the only thing connecting her to her past will be me.
Well met.
That's when I'll say goodbye.
Bye.
Not a second before.
was a hero named Eric Wooch, who came riding to Whiterun from Old Rorikstead.
Привет, Лемко.
My father once took us on a family trip to Rorikstead. We weren't a very wealthy family.
Что? Что я сделала? Я сказала тебе прополоть огород до вечера, а ты не послушалась. Теперь тебе попадет. Папа тебе это поручил, а не мне. Отстань от меня. Hi there. Are you new around here?
Did you know there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from
You should go
Old
to the inn if you need a place to stay. I think you might like it. Mom and Dad, you're... Sissel too. Sissel thinks she's so special. She's not. No way she's more special. I'm the older sister. By nearly 5 minutes. Sissel's barely worth... Oh. Okay. Mom and Dad... Sissel too. Sissel thinks she's so special. I like you. If you beat up my sister, Sissel, I won't tell. Fine. До встречи. Я тоже хочу быть искателем приключений, как ты. Ходить куда только захочу. Are you one of the mages? Joanne is teaching me magic. He says I'm real good. I was just wondering, do you think maybe you could teach me some fire magic? Nothing dangerous. Maybe a candle lighting spell? Ooh, wonderful! I can't wait! Most days, they pick on me, and they make me... We're just like any family. But still, you should go to the inn if you need a place. I wish I could be an adventurer like you, and go wherever I want.
Клинки, шлемы, практически все необходимое. Ладно.
Вот растяпа.
Когда-то и меня вела дорога приключений. А потом мне прострелили колено.
Доброго денечка. Погляди. Ладно.
Привет, Лемтел.
Приветствую, соратник.
Добро пожаловать. Дай мне знать, если тебе что-нибудь нужно. Где там у меня была чистая кружка?
Да, это так. Посмотри, я купил ее, пока мои товарищи... В те времена тут ничего не росло, и земля была дешевой. Пока нет. Большинство воинов... Война продолжается. Все, что нам остается. Надеюсь... Да, было дело. И чуть было не отдал. Меня спас целитель по имени Жуан. С тех пор он мой ближайший друг. Поверь мне, он просто творит чудеса.
My name's Yarborough, and yes, I do accept tips.
Славного денька.
No reason. I heard this place needed a bard. I play Nord music mostly. They don't like it when I play anything. Thank you for... Well, actually some are made of wood, so I guess technically they do, but...
Listen to me, stranger, and listen well. The Khajiit caravans are not to be trusted. Sanyon says betrayers shave their rear ends to resemble the Nord ones they are fond of licking. But Zajira, she is loyal to the Talmud. Her rear end is not shaved. That is what they want you to think. Then, they are saying she raised a litter of skooma addicts. The saviors would never speak such treachery about Zajira. Do you not know? They are the wielders of the dawn magics, ancient spells that brought the moons back to elsewhere and saved all of Tamriel. Why must you mock Zajira, stranger? She... The Talmor have been good to Zajira. They have allowed her to live her life, whereas others... He is a Talmor agent and Zajira's friend. She sends him letters by courier. It has the list of names and locations of potential Talos worshippers. Sanyon then kills the infidels and makes a tableau. That is a fancy elf. This gets the attention of the The saviors get stronger, and Zajira gets her skooma. Everybody wins. Oh no. You may see them on the road from time to time. Zajira did not say this. That is the meat talking. Does not have nice... It is Zajira's job to find the parties and to keep the skooma. You will not take this from her. You must find your own savior to help you. Oh no. You may see them on the road from time to time. Zajira, now she is convinced your skooma is better. Alright. Why? Do you have some? Why are we
Since we're
wasting
here,
time
my
talking?
I hope you don't mind if I order something.
That is not how Sanyon does it. It is always skooma first, talk later. Zajira does not trust strangers. Why not? What does Zajira have to do for you? Or to you? I promise I won't. Yes, Zajira does. People come to... Yet still they... Then they can meet Talos in the next world, where he is just another man, scratching himself and smelling his fingers. Yes, she is waiting for her to leave the inn and contact her fellow Talos. Zajira, Zajira does not like killing so much. Alright? They are traitors. No, not traitors. Traitors! They sell wares and weapons to the worshippers of the false god. It seems the stranger's ears are full of yarn. They are not traders, they are traitors. Yes, more. But Zajira does not care what Madran says. It is not wrong to surrender to a feeling. Khajiit wishes it was so. But Madran cares only for the health of his pockets. Zajira does not know what this means. Sometimes Zajira, on occasion, she wakes up Kugachukopoto knowing an entire world was inside, and she longs to consume another. She yearns. Why? Do you have some smoke of the sugar breath of the gods? But not here, not in the present. He runs the caravan. He's What? Yes, Zajira is bad for business. The business of Madran's coin purse. That is not true. I do this. Beware, Madran's lies are as sweet as moon sugar, but the visions he paints are false. They are He wanted a larger share of the profits, but he could not rid himself of the bodyguards. Yet his assistant, he found Zajira would form. Now it is Majad who cooks and Azinda who keeps his fire warm. Zajira should not have taught them how.
Если тебе что-то нужно в роли, сначала поговори с Жуаном.
Ah! Oh, you frightened me, traveler. You shouldn't just greet someone unexpectedly. So my brethren used to tell me, but I feel it's warranted. I don't care. I'm staying inside where it's safe and warm. Was a Stormcloak. Now I'm... Maybe I can marry his son, and then they'll let me stay here forever. He's nice enough. Got good hair, good teeth. I'm cursed. It's been with me since I was a young child. It's the only explanation for what happened at Helgen. No, but it happened. I know soon. Except there was a piece of black crouched further down the road. A woman wearing a hooded robe, holding a small child. You must have us confused with Imperials, friend. Retrieving the supplies was my duty as a soldier, but the mother and child were my duty as a Nord. I called out, she scurried off, and the sun was the air was cold. No, this cold was raw enough that you could feel it pass through your teeth, even when your mouth was... As I said, no place for a child. The one place every Nord child in Helgen fears. A haggrave. It was Nord. The story. Children were... As a young woman grown, I've long since outlived such juvenile tales, but my hand couldn't help but reach for my weapon. Darkness set in. I followed their tracks. I found my... I called... It... No. Not the snow... And that's when the cloud... It wasn't a rock marker. It was a grave marker. I did what any sane... When I got back to the camp, in truth, no explanation would suffice. It's just as well, because even I can't explain what was under my feet that night. Is that what it was? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't put it past me. There's a lot of... One of them, they used to... The witches... As a young woman grown, I've long since outlived darkness. I followed their tracks through the narrow... I called out again. No, not the snow jumping off the dirt, as if the knocking wasn't coming from behind me. And that's when the clouds shifted, and the moonlight... It wasn't a rock marker. It was a grave marker. I did what any sane... When I got back to the camp, the quartermaster... In truth, no explanation would suffice. It's just as well, because even I can't explain what was under my feet that night.
I wonder if my mother could do that.
That's what I told my brother. It didn't help. To them, this was just another tale I had cooked up like a chef makes beef stew. No, I'll starve to death first. I am a daughter of Skyrim. I don't fear death. I fear fear. And spiders. But everyone's afraid of crawlies. Get it off of me! Wait, I don't feel anything. That's a mean trick. Oh, lots of things, although they usually happen at night. I'd go out and help Redlith pick out... Then maybe Ragnar will ride by, still making the journey. Or maybe I'd visit Rorik's manor. Even here there are times I feel like my presence is a danger, as if someone were looking at me from behind them. It's always been a part of me. As a result, part of my soul was close. Yet, she told me not to worry. Her advice was It wasn't until I was a girl of 12, my heart broken by a boy I loved, that at first I yearned for death. I'm fit enough to take you... By the divines, you're right. I'm I huddled under the covers, trying... No matter how... Then came... I leapt out... My mother, holding a candle, and standing over her shoulder, was a wraith. I didn't. I did what my mother always told me to, and it worked. Until I became a Stormcloak. I think all that talk of dying and going to Sovngarde brought it all back.
Welcome to Rorikstead. How can I help you today? I'm worried about that. I know that he wants... What's more, I don't know why he can't just stay on for one more season. But Eric is all the family. When my wife died, having my son here, I don't have to. It's comforting. If you need a meal or room, I only take real coin here. No handouts and no bar. Rorik's the one you want to talk to. No, that's the Jarl. Ever been to Whiterun before? This here's Rorikstead. Quiet place. Good people, though. You can get a room. I'm worried about... I know that he... What's more, I can't afford... I don't know why he can't just stay on. It's his mother's... He's a good name. Some folk here will tell you I'm sheltering my boy too much. But I ask you, isn't it a fault?
Давай утолим твой голод. Славного денька.
Отец,
What do you want?
Сколько тебе было лет, когда ты ушел из дома?
Я знаю, куда ты клонишь, сын.
I got enough troubles, so don't go adding to them. I don't need to talk to you. Get lost.
Спокойнее на ферме. Со мной.
Но я не хочу жить, где спокойно. Я не боюсь опасностей. А вот попусту потратить годы...
I suppose you're right. I'm sorry. I should have expected as much. Family. I spent. Do yourself a favor and don't have children. They're good for nothing at all.
Ты кажешься человеком, повидавшим многое. Очень тебе завидую. Может, подсобишь мне? Точно. Не знаю, то ли это почва, то... Я родился и... Мой отец был Мама умерла, как... Надо сказать, что это не самое веселое место. Я мечтаю... Говорит, что я... Его зовут Мралки. Он хозяин местной гостиницы. Надеюсь... Спасибо. Я впадаю в уныние от одной мысли о том, что мне придется торчать в этой деревне до конца своих дней.
Мой безмозглый сын Эрик хочет стать искателем приключений. Он добрый мальчик, но даже не представляет, как опасен на самом деле наш мир. Люди скажут тебе, что я слишком опекаю своего сына. Но разве это не долг отца заботиться о своих детях? Нужно что-то?
That would be Limkill. I just hate to see what... There's times I think he's the coldest... His wife died. His daughters are... He thinks they're layabouts and useless whiners, but it's just children playing. You know how children are.
Я мечтаю... Говорит, что я должен... Его зовут Мралки. Он хозяин местной... Спасибо. Я впадаю в уныние от одной мысли о том, что мне придется торчать в этой деревне до конца своих дней.
Если нужна еда, мой сын, Эрик, что с ним? Что-то случилось? Но ведь мир... Да к тому же у него нет доспехов. Мне придется экономить на всем, чтобы скопить на них. Ты отдашь свои деньги? Твое доброе дело не останется без награды, друг мой. Передай Эрику, что я передумал.
Не
Мы
заводи
съездим в
детей.
Вайтран, чтобы подыскать
Толку
ему
от них
броню.
никакого, одна морока.
Тебе удалось поговорить? Огромное тебе... Может, поболтаем о наших приключениях за кружечкой доброго Эля?
У меня и так полно проблем, не создавай мне новых.
Hot and bloody for my leash. And maybe some roasted potatoes for me.
Huh?
Let's sate that appetite, huh?